I'm here in my studio checking out the video analytics for what you're actually searching for when you're looking to make the move here to Boise, Idaho. And the number one suburb that's coming up right now, more than any other suburb right now, is Meridian, Idaho. And it completely makes sense. It's the number 2 boomtown in all of America. So we're going to be covering everything you need to know about moving to and living here in Meridian, Idaho. I'm going to be bringing up the map to really dive in deep and also show you a lot of video of Meridian so you can get a really good feel for it. We're going to be covering topics like the roads and the sections of Meridian, so you know how to get around, the schools here, shopping, the cost of homes as far as what you can afford to buy here, and the different parks around here as well. So stay tuned. We're getting after that right now. All right, so we're going to pull up the map here and go ahead and take a look at the town of Meridian, Idaho. So, you know, the interesting about Meridian, of course, the Meridian simply means the center, and it really is the center of Treasure Valley and kind of everything going on here. And you do have the village at Meridian that really is kind of the hub of all the shopping and such that we'll get after here a little bit later in the video. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lay of the land and what you can expect if you're moving to Meridian, Idaho. And we'll just zoom out just real quick so you can get a better feel for exactly where it's at. So again, Meridian right in the center here, just immediately west of Boise itself. And as you can see, it just kind of blends right into Boise. So depending on where you are, you may not even realize that you moved from Boise into Meridian or vice versa. Now, there's basically 3 main areas to Meridian. You have Central Meridian, which is basically going to be this section between I-84 up to U-Stick. And then you've got South Meridian, which is going to be south of I-84. And that's going to be basically as you head down the 69 freeway, which is Meridian Road. And you've also got North Meridian, which is basically going to be up here north of U-Stick, basically bordering right onto Chinden. Effectively, what you can figure is that anything north of Chinden or Highway 26 is going to be Eagle or getting into Star, and then anything south of that is going to be Meridian. Now, it's not exactly accurate. I mean, they get little out pockets here, like this is Meridian here, but then this section here on up is Eagle. Now, the main roads through here, of course, like I mentioned, you have the freeway, which is I-84. Now, being from California originally, it took me a while to get used to saying I-84 versus the 84, but there really is just one freeway going through here, and that is I-84. So typically, people will just refer to the freeway versus saying I-84. Now, you do have this little connector freeway, 184, which connects I-84 into downtown Boise and basically drops you off right in there. Now, the main highways that you're going to have, now think of these highways as basically very large roads. These are going to be 4-lane roads, maybe even wider in some sections, 6 lanes, so 2 or 3 lanes on either side with quite a number of traffic lights. In these busier sections of Meridian, especially Highway 55, which is also Eagle Road, taking you from Meridian all the way up into Eagle and then beyond up into Cascade and McCall. But as you're in these busier sections of Meridian and into Eagle, you're going to have traffic signals roughly every half mile or so. And that's the trouble that people have with Meridian, is that there can be a fair amount of traffic, especially during rush hour up until 9:30 in the morning. And then in the afternoon, about 3:30, 4 o'clock into the 6 o'clock hour. In fact, I have a good friend that lives right in Meridian. He just says, like, I just don't go out from 4 to 6 for the most part. In fact, what he ended up doing was buying a home right next to the school that their children go to. So they just walk to it. So you're coming from California, trying to avoid traffic. Then if you live and work right in Meridian, you might be able to avoid some of the traffic. However, most likely there could be some traffic as you try to get around during rush hour time. So if you can do anything to avoid those times a day, you'll be a lot better off. So again, Highway 55 is going to be your main artery heading north to south. And then bordering on the north side here, as I mentioned, Highway 26 or Chinden. Again, that's going to be your main highway connecting you from Boise all the way through Meridian out into Caldwell. And of course, you can take Highway 26 to 55 and connect yourself right up into Eagle, or you can take Highway 55 and get down into South Meridian, or Highway 69, which is going to drop you down into Kuna. Now, the cool thing about Highway 69 is it is a 4-lane highway with actually very few traffic lights. So the time it takes to get from Meridian into Kuna, or if you happen to be living in Kuna and commuting to Meridian, it's actually a pretty quick drive because there's just not very many traffic signals on Highway 69. So that's a great tip if you are considering moving to Meridian, but maybe you don't want to quite be in the hustle and bustle that Meridian is, then Kuna could be a really good option for you. And that's the thing about Meridian, is it is so super central that a lot of people, especially from California, really love to live here in Meridian. However, it is the most, I would say, the most busy area, next of course to Boise, just because there can be some traffic, but there's so much to do here in Meridian with all the shopping, the water parks, and all the different parks and such like that. Now we will dive in a little bit closer here so you can get a better feel for some of the other main roads through here. Now, as I mentioned, you've got your main arteries, Highway 55, I-84, Highway 69, and Highway 26. However, the main roads you're going to be finding through here as well are going to be these roads here. So you've got these major roads that are basically every mile or so, and that's McMillan, Ustick, Cherry Lane / Fairview, and Fairview is really a main artery heading into Boise, and then also Franklin, and those are all heading east to west. And then as you are heading north and west, your main roads are going to be 5 Mile, Cloverdale, as I mentioned, 55 Eagle or Locust, and then Locust Grove, and Meridian Road over here as well. And then of course Linder, and then 10 Mile. So that's as you get out into the west side of Meridian. Now, what you need to know about Meridian is that it is fairly built out, and I will be diving into more about the types of homes that you'll be getting here. But if you want newer construction homes, much more modern, if you want just brand new construction homes, you're really going to be looking here on the west side of Meridian, or into the south side of Meridian, or these very northern edge pockets of Meridian as well. Otherwise, you're pretty much going to be buying resale homes in Meridian itself, which could be very, very new construction built within the last year to 2 to 3 years, or potentially much older, 20, 30, 40 years old. Next, we're going to take a look at the schools here in Meridian. Now, the school district here in Meridian, Idaho is called the West Ada School District. It's actually ranked number 9 out of all the school districts in Idaho, and there's over 100 school districts throughout the state of Idaho. Now, it's actually ranked number 1 in all of Treasure Valley. So as far as school districts here, Meridian is going to be your best school district. And if we take a look over here at greatschools.org, you can also take a look at niche.com. That's where I got that rating for the school district. You can see here all the top rated schools here throughout Meridian. Now, a lot of 10s, a lot of 9s, some 8s, and some 7s, but really nothing below that. So depending on what your children are, where they're at, and how they're, of course, as they work through the school system, elementary, middle schools, there's going to be so many great options here that they can go to. Now, as you can see, there's actually a mix of just regular public schools. There's also a mix of charter schools as well. So depending on what exactly you're looking for, you're probably going to find what you want here in Meridian. Now, there's also a number of private schools here as well. For example, Ambrose is a large classical Christian school as well. A lot of people really love sending their kids to school here for that classical education component. There are also a number of homeschool options that are popping up, whether that be small co-ops. Of course, you can just do homeschooling on your own. There's a lot of homeschool hybrid programs as well. In fact, I have a whole entire video and a link to the homeschool options down below that you can figure out for yourself as far as what that might work for you. Now, if you are homeschooling, of course, then there's a lot of different areas you could potentially live in and not have to be so locked in to living in one specific area. So that can be a great option for you as well. So if you are homeschooling, also keep in mind that if you want your kids to play sports in the public school systems, they are actually able to do that as homeschoolers. Do me a favor real quick and comment down below the top 2 areas you're thinking about moving here to Idaho, whether it's Meridian or Eagle or Kuna, Star, wherever that might be. It helps me figure out what you're searching for so that I can make more videos about those to educate and inform you and help you make a better decision when you're moving here. And if you are thinking about moving here, just reach out at the contact information also on the screen and in the description below so we can jump on a Zoom call and figure out the best area that's going to work for you, whether you're 9 days, 90 days, or even 2 years out. Next up, we're going to be covering the shopping here in Meridian. So we're going to be diving back into the map so you can see all these different areas. So first up, we got to talk about the Village. This is definitely going to be all your high-end luxury shopping and a lot of really great restaurants here as well. It's a super fun area, especially during Christmas time, where they set up an ice rink. They've got Santa there. They've had Corbin Maxey, is a big YouTube star with animals. He's come with reindeer. So that's super, super fun. They have a really cool light show that is specifically for Christmas, but also also throughout the year, they time the fountains to the music as well. There's a really great coffee shop in here as well called Royal Coffee. Also good Mexican food as well right here. Good hamburger place with Sid's, but this is where you're going to find your Lululemon, your Crate and Barrel, like all these different types of stores. And also right next to it, you're going to find your bigger stores as well, like Bed Bath & Beyond, World Market, those kinds of stores. Now, also there's a huge park right next to it, which we're going to dive into, but the village is really what kind of put Meridian on the map, especially when it was built 2013. It really kind of helped it really blow up Meridian. So a lot of people like to be kind of near here. Now, Albertsons Market Street, that's pretty cool. Like you wouldn't think I would talk about a grocery store on a video like this, but this is the original. I don't know if it's the original or not, to be honest, but it's certainly the largest Albertsons because Albertsons is headquartered here in the Boise area. And it's super, super cool. You have an actual bar in there with beer, wine, cocktails. There's barbecue in there, sushi, and the folks that work here are super, super friendly and super knowledgeable as well about their product. I mean, I remember we were walking through there one day and the barbecue guy called out, "Hey, you hungry? You want to try it out?" Gives us samples. So it's a really great experience if you're just shopping. Also, again, like beer and wine, super knowledgeable. You go in there. I used to own a brewery, so I know a lot about beer. This guy knew quite a bit about beer. I was very impressed. I was not expecting to find that out in Albertsons. Now, of course, now up here, a lot of people want to know, where are the Trader Joe's? Where are the Costco's? So Trader Joe's is located right here in central Meridian, right next to the village as well, right off of Eagle Road and U-Stick. Now, this does get really busy here. I will say that what's going for Trader Joe's here is that they actually have a pretty good sized parking lot. As you know, Trader Joe's has a reputation for having really small parking lots. However, I've never actually had trouble finding parking here at Trader Joe's. So that's where the Trader Joe's is here. There is also one in downtown Boise as well. Those are the two Trader Joe's that you're going to find. Now, the Costco is going to be way up here in North Meridian, kind of Northwest Meridian. So it's a little bit out of the way for a lot of people, especially if you're living more in Central or even South Meridian. However, you will notice that there is another Costco right over here that's technically in Boise. So depending on where you live in Meridian, you're going to want to choose between one of these two Costco's, either in Northwest Meridian or over in Boise itself. Now, of course, there's so much other types of grocery stores here. You have Winco, Fred Meyer. Those are going to be your couple major grocery stores here. And those are going to be, depending on what you're looking for, Winco is probably going to be the most affordable for you, but they only take debit cards and cash. And I think check, I'm not sure about check, but it's going to be certainly the cheapest. Fred Meyer is going to be a little more expensive, but their meat selection is going to be better. Their fruits and vegetables are going to be a little bit better. We have found that Costco actually has the best overall selection of fruits and vegetables, and Trader Joe's also has a really good selection as well. They seem to have the best supply chains worked out. Now, there is a Whole Foods also in downtown Boise, but of course that's your whole paycheck. So just if you want to shop at Whole Foods, that's where you're going to be finding it, is here in downtown Boise. Let's dive into the types of homes you can find here in Meridian. There's going to be a pretty wide range of homes depending on what your budget is and what you're looking for. There's going to be a little bit more affordable homes here in the mid 400,000s into the mid 500,000s, and then homes are going to be ranging from 600,000-700,000 on up to around $1 million. That's pretty much going to be your price range. In fact, the median price for Meridian at the moment is right around $550,000. So that should give you a ballpark of, compared to like Eagle is about $900,000. So if you're looking for really great homes, a little bit more affordable, very, very central, then Meridian's going to be your ticket. But, we'll just pull up a few of these homes. Now, if they're going to be in the 500,000 price range or so, then they're going to be a little bit smaller, usually 3 bedrooms, maybe 4 bedrooms. They're going to be about 1,600 to 1,800 square feet, and they're going to be built anywhere from around 2000 up to a few years ago. So here's an example of an option. This is actually, this picture is probably taken in the winter time. So a lot of leaves. Actually, this was taken in the fall, probably got relisted. The market's a little bit slow right now, but is picking up right now at the moment. But as you can see, a very nice home, 1,600 square feet, granite countertops for right around $500,000. So you can see this one here, for instance, about 600,000, 2,800 square feet, built in 2015. So for about $100,000 more, you have the same 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, but 2,800 square foot home. So it's just going to depend on what exactly you're looking for. All right, as you get into homes that are more in the 700, 800, 900,000 range, you're going to start getting a larger home. As you can see, this one's 4 bedrooms on almost a quarter acre with almost 3,300 square feet. And the finishes and quality is just going to be a little bit nicer, a little bit higher end than what you're going to get in the 500,000 range. But as you can still see, even at 500, you're still getting a pretty nice home. Also, there could be a lot more amenities that you're going to find in some of these communities. Now, if you are looking for brand new construction homes, then you're going to want to start again looking up here more into like the northwest corner of Meridian or the western edges of Meridian. There's a number of builders here like B&B, Toll Brothers, Brighton, Tresidio, etc. Now, these are all really solid builders. And right now at the moment, because of the way that the market is, a lot of them are offering incentives, but oftentimes they won't just come out and tell you that. In fact, I've had one client who was really frustrated because we had to really go to each builder and figure out what their incentives are. They really hold it close to your vest. And that's why you need to reach out to me so I can help negotiate these things for you, because it can be a frustrating process talking to every single builder and figuring out what exactly they're willing to give in order to sell you the home. Okay, so here's an example of what you can get in the 1 million plus range. This is in Spurwing Estates. Beautiful, beautiful master plan community right next to the Spurwing golf course as well. This is on nearly a half acre, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, and 3,400 square feet, built in 2014. So this is just an example of the types of homes that you can get here in Meridian. And there are just so many different communities, and that's why you have to reach out so we can help pinpoint exactly what your lifestyle is and what it is that you're looking for in a home, so we can help negotiate for you to get you into the right area and the right home so you don't move to the wrong area. My contact information is right here. Just reach out and we'll jump on a Zoom call to figure out exactly what that area is for you. And lastly, we're going to be covering the types of parks that are located here in Meridian, which is going to be super important if you're moving here with kids, just like I did as well. I've got 3 little kids. So knowing where the parks were, where the splash pads, everything was super important for me. So the number 1 park is going to be Settlers Park. Now, this is where you're going to have all kinds of sporting events for your kids. If your kids are involved in athletics at any level, most likely they'll be hanging out here: baseball, softball, soccer, football. There's also basketball courts for recreation, and there's pickleball courts and huge playgrounds and splash pads as well. So that's going to be the big one here. So Settlers Park, located at Ustick and Meridian, super central in throughout for most of Meridian. And then the other one here is going to be Kleiner Park, and that's over right next to the village. So similar thing. It's going to be not so much as far as baseball fields and such. Huge playground, huge grassy fields, great for picnics. Also, there's a pond here as well at Settlers Park. You can fish in both of those ponds. So again, super central. So it's great to get outdoors and experience, especially the spring, summer, and fall when you're here in Idaho. Now, there's also Fuller Park, which is over here in kind of West Meridian, kind of Southwest Meridian. Similar thing as well, of course. Great playgrounds, softball fields, etc. Also, keep in mind, there's also Roaring Springs Water Park, super fun water park to go to during the summer. And right next to that is Wahoo's Family Fun Center as well. So you got miniature golf, arcades, etc. There's also a Topgolf that has come over here to Meridian, Idaho now, which is super fun if you like to golf and have a good time, of course. That's more of a park for adults. So Meridian, Idaho, as you can see, is super desirable. It has everything that you want. It has great schools, great shopping, great parks. It's super central, and you can get really virtually anywhere here in the Treasure Valley within 15-20 minutes outside of Meridian. You can get into downtown Boise really quickly. You can get an Eagle. You can get in the foothills and the mountains and enjoy everything that Idaho has to offer so quickly because it's so close. So if that's the right place for you, Meridian, or if it's not the right place for you, whether it's somewhere else, if you want to end up in Eagle or in Boise itself, or more rural, whether it's Cuna, Star, Nampa, Caldwell, all you got to do is reach out to the contact information below so that we can get on a Zoom call with you and figure out what exactly works for you. Whether you're 9 days, 90 days, or even 2 years out, all you got to do is reach out and we'll figure out the best plan for you to make the move here to Meridian, Idaho. And I'll see you on the next video.